This is our Player of the Year Awards presentation, being done in a way that we're trying for the first time, and we know it's going to work. What could possibly go wrong? And it's so fitting that we're in this bar. This used to be the Players' Bar for many years, and this is about celebrating the achievement of our players this season. And what a season it's been. Our first season back in League One, and here we are on the verge of the playoffs to get in the Championship. So a really exciting time for the club, and it's so fitting that we're here in our own venue to be able to celebrate what our players have done this year. And we actually have 7 awards we're going to be presenting. We have the George Haigh Young Player of the Year Award. We have the Grahame White Players Player of the Year Award, the Community Player of the Year Award, the Men's Goal of the Season. Everybody loves the Goal of the Season award. We've got the Academy Scholar of the Year, the Stockport County Ladies Managers Player of the Year, and finally, the Men's Player of the Year. So a lot to get through. I've got some lovely Stockport County fans behind me to make this so much better. And I'm looking forward now to starting with our very first award, which is the George Haigh Young Player of the Year. The George Haigh Young Player of the Year Award goes to a player who could get it every year so far since he's been here. From the first day he walked out in that friendly at Curzon Ashton, he's been incredible. Can we hear it for the one and only Ethan Pye? Well done, mate. You deserve that. Fully deserved. Well done. You're 22 years of age and you're sat here with 2 championships under your belt. What do you put that down to?
Well, I don't know. Maybe a sheer luck. I don't know, to be fair. We've had a good group, great manager over the last 4 years, a promotion-winning team in every single season. So with that, you're going to get promotions and hopefully another one to end it this season as well.
And it seems strange talking to you about being the George Haigh Young Player of the Year when you've already won 2 championships. It says a lot about you as a player, and you've clearly got a very bright future ahead of you. Is there any particular player or coach that has really made an impact and helped you along in these first 4 years here?
Clint Hill and the gaffer. I think they've helped me massively improve my game. Fellow centre-halves that have played at the top level, especially with Clint. He works for me day in, day out, on and off the field, and I think he's made me the player that I am today.
And how does it feel to be the Young Player of the Year?
Fantastic to win it 2 years in a row. I mean, there's a lot of candidates this year with a young team, so to win it again is a special moment.
Fantastic. Well, you thoroughly deserve it. Our George Haigh Young Player of the Year, Ethan Pye. Now we move on to our second award, and it's a really, really important award for our football club because we pride ourselves here at Stockport County on being a genuine community football club. It's something that we've always done and something we've always tried to do in the best way we can, even in the days when we weren't as fortunate to have the sort of backing that we have today.
Little stories like this, they could get lost in the ether, and when special people like Macca and when special clubs like County who do loads of community work, you know, they could ignore things like this, or they could, you know, hear the story and say, yeah, here's a signed shirt, or nothing. But what they did in this instance was over and above. My name is James Clark, I'm head teacher at Dial Park Primary School, and we've had a working relationship with Stockport County now for a number of years, well over a decade. So we had a situation in school recently where one of the children in school sadly lost his dad. And then as a result of that, his mum slipped into some issues around her mental health and had to relinquish the children, and they had to go into foster care. Because of our relationship with Stockport County, we got in touch with Matt Bailey and Steve Bellis and asked them, was there anything that they could do to help these lads out? They're county fans, the lads. Maybe they could get them some kit for Christmas or whatever. We got a message back quite quickly to say that Macca wanted to do something for these for these lads. And Macca came up with a great idea of bringing them to the training centre for a day's training event. And they had the most phenomenal time and were so well looked after by Macca and the whole team. They took part in a training event with the guys up at the training camp. They got to play pool in the pool room. And at the start, the boys were a little bit tentative. You know, they were around their absolute stars in Macca and the other players. And they were just holding back a little bit. And by the end of the session, by all accounts, you know, the boys were see you later to the staff and to their foster parents and were straight in playing with the lads. They both got given some wonderful gifts, signed kit and other bits and bobs. And they both left after having a really positive experience as a result of Macca's kind of input right back at that initial phase of finding out the plight of these two lads. To make two lads feel loved, to make two lads feel supported, two Stockport lads feel supported, loved, cared for, by doing something as amazing as this. From us all at Dial Park, on behalf of the lads and from everybody at Dial Park and the wider community here in Stockport, just want to say a huge thank you, Macca, and congratulations on the award. Well deserved, and yeah, hopefully you'll go up this season.
Incredible stuff. And I'm proud to announce that our Community Player of the Year is Macaulay Southam Hales. And we managed to catch up with Macaulay earlier this week. And this first award is actually about a player who epitomises everything we do in the community. And he's somebody who's become synonymous with what we do as a club in the community. And we are a lot better at this than most clubs. And we should be proud of that. And that's because of you guys and the way you go about what you do. But this player gets involved with everything. He gets involved with the disability groups, where he's become a great mentor. He does mentoring for the young players as well over at the academy. When we do things like going to the hospital at Christmas, which is difficult sometimes. It's not an easy thing to do, to go into a children's ward and see loads of sick kids just before Christmas when you want to be upbeat. But he always has a smile on his face, and we always take presents. The first time this particular player went along, he came along with 3 sacks of his own and brought some of his own presents paid for by his family. And he's thoroughly deserving of this award. And it's also linked this to the PFA. It's the PFA Community Award. Now, the PFA had one job, and they made a right Tommy Halls of it, which I'm about to share with you. But first of all, can we bring forward the man I've just been talking about, our Community Player of the Year, Macaulay Southam Hales. So, before we give you the award, you're going to get 2, because our friends at the PFA did a beautiful award with Macaulay Southam Wales. One job they had, but you are from Wales, yeah. So you'll keep that. But so there's the non-real one, and here's the one with the right spelling. So you get 2. Jesus. Let's hear it once again. Macaulay Southam Hales. Now we move on to the award which without doubt means most to our players. It's the Grahame White Players Player of the Year award, voted of course by all the lads in the squad. And to give you some background for those who don't know Grahame White, Grahame was what Stockport County is all about. A local man who loved this football club, so much so that when we hit difficulties in the 1980s, on 2 occasions he remortgaged his farm to pay the bills here at Stockport County to keep this club alive. He didn't tell his wife, which is probably a good idea. Sadly, Grahame is no longer with us. His wife, Angela, is, and we made Angela a life president of this football club. And I hope she gets the opportunity to watch this, so she knows just how much Grahame White and herself mean to our football club. So it's a very, very special award in memory of a very special man, our Grahame White Players Player of the Year. So, we asked the lads to tell us who they had voted for, and this is what they said.
My players player was Ethan Pye. I've only been here for a couple of months, but in that short time he's really impressed me. I'm sure he's got a good future ahead of him.
My player's player was Ethan Pye.
Ethan Pye.
Ethan Pye.
Ethan Pye. My player's player was Ethan Pye.
Ethan Pye.
Ethan Pye. Ethan Pye.
Ethan Pye.
My player's player was Ethan Pye.
Ethan, it's you again. What does that mean to you? What does it mean to have the backing of so many of your teammates?
Yeah, I think this one means the most to me because you play with these players so much throughout the season, and for them to recognise me as their favourite and best player of the season means a lot.
Well, you deserved it. Now we move on to that award that the fans love, the goal of the season. And boy, were we blessed this season with some terrific goals. And I'm looking forward now to reliving some of those goals as we look at the ones that were shortlisted for the goal of the season. And here's the first one. You must remember this one, Ethan.
Yeah,
First game of the
definitely.
season.
Set alight the League One season, well, just sums him up as a player really, doesn't it?
What a
Trying
goal
down
that
from
was.
30 odd yards.
Incredible. And as you say, set us up for the season, didn't it? That set the standard. Here it goes again. Wow. Now you remember this one.
Yeah.
Talk us through it, go on.
Well, Louis Barry doing Louis Barry things, picks it up on the left and, well, beats 3, 4, 5 people and sticks it top corner like he's done multiple times this season for us.
It was a long night in Blackpool, that one. Not for you, clearly, but for some of the people behind me, it was a very long night. There it goes again. What a terrific, and the following that day, 4,000 county fans over at Blackpool. Here we are back at Edgeley Park. It's that man again. How was it like to play? What was it like playing with him? He was just incredible, wasn't he?
Well, it's easy, isn't it? Just give him the ball and let him do what he wants to do.
Back at Edgeley Park. This time it's Fraser. You expect a lot of goals from Fraser.
I do with his head, but I don't expect him doing that.
And Odin. Super Odin, and this was a great goal.
Yes.
Again.
Just to cap off a brilliant performance.
Yeah, fantastic. We get goals from everywhere as well, don't we? Which is
Yes, and he deserved that as well. He worked so hard.
Louis again. No. Wrexham. Yeah, always sometimes seems a bit more special when we play Wrexham. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, this literally lifted the whole stadium. Didn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's a great rivalry we've got between the two clubs. And just for a change, we've got Louis Barry now. There's another absolute rasper. Ollie Norwood with a terrific free kick. And Ollie's been brilliant, hasn't he, throughout the end of the season?
To have him playing in front of us is just exceptional to watch.
His experience is massive to you there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The goals keep coming. Here's the new rising star, Benno. I mean, his goals are so important. They come at such important times, don't they?
Yeah, they've been very crucial. Match-winning moments this season for us. Been massive for us.
And do you like the fan celebration as well?
What, the Icelandic clap?
Yeah. Here's Tanto. Always bound to figure, isn't he? And this one, again, another terrific goal. What a run. And again, at such an important time in the game.
Just to keep his composure at the end. It's just magnificent.
Is he the fastest player we've got?
Yeah, it's got to be, hasn't it? I think so. I think some would argue the case, but I'll give it Tanto.
And now I'll let you know who won it. There were some absolutely brilliant goals this season, but the supporters have decided that the goal of the season came from Louis Barry against Cambridge.
Hi County fans, just wanted to say a massive thank you to everybody that voted my goal against Cambridge for goal of the season. That goal was very special as it was my first touch of the season and I thought it was my best goal as well. Good luck for the playoffs. I'll be watching. Up the Hatters.
And now we move on to our 6th award, the Stockport County Academy Scholar of the Year. And I'm going to let you know the winner. But first, let's find out some more information about them. And to do that, I'm going to pass you over to our academy team.
So we're here this afternoon to present the Scholar of the Year. This award's been decided by all the lads making a vote. So I'd like to say my bit about the player. I think the player's obviously shown what he can do on the pitch this season with his output. Been very good in terms of goals and assists, and then off the pitch as well. I think he's a great character in and around the changing room, in and around the building. Always striving to get better on and off the pitch. So yeah, I think he deserves the award.
His goal contributions to the team have helped us massively, and off the pitch he's always striving to be a better individual and obviously helping the team. So Scholar of the Year goes to Joe Edgeley.
Just want to say thank you all for voting for me. Much appreciated. But you know, the goals and assists stuff's good and all, but couldn't have done it without you all. So thank you all as well.
So, well done, Joe. Fantastic achievement and clearly a very bright future ahead of him. And we now move on to our Stockport County ladies team. And we're very, very proud of our ladies section here at Stockport County. We have over 340 girls and ladies playing for our club. And we move on now to the Stockport County Ladies Managers Player of the Year. And you may not know this, but once again, our ladies brought silverware to Edgeley Park at the end of the season, winning the Cheshire Cup for the 2nd time in succession. And just before that game, the manager, Steve O'Hara, announced to the girls who was his Player of the Year.
She's box to box, you know, never stops. When we need someone to drag us forward, she literally grabs the game by the scruff of the net and gets at the opposition and, you know, gets goals as well. I'm Steve O'Hara, Stockport County Ladies Manager. To be the one that's been named Player of the Season, I think she'd be delighted. I think she'll be absolutely over the moon, you know, for such a young player coming in, like I've said, to sort of take the season by storm like she has. And, you know, I think she'll be really proud that she's achieved this with such good players in our team. Like I say, she'll grab the game by the scruff of the neck and take it to the opposition. And once she's in front of goal, you know, she will slot. She turned 18 while she's been with us this season. Just the way she plays on the pitch sort of gives her that respect in the dressing room, you know. For such a young player to be respected that much by peers is great. When she first joined us, you know, she was a 17-year-old coming into a women's league, and as she's developed through the campaign and got more game time, and, you know, physicality has become one of the key aspects. She always loved to tackle, but she actually, you know, she can hold her own now in the middle of the park. I'd sum up Jess Brady in 3 words with aggressive, energetic and cool. Congratulations, Jess, on the Player of the Year award.
Well done, Jess. Brilliant achievement, and let's hope we can keep you next season. Now, this is the award that we wait for, the final award, the Stockport County Men's Player of the Year award. And this is one that the fans all voted for, and we nipped outside to find out who our fans voted for.
My player of the season, Fraser Horsfield.
My player of the year is Callum Camps.
My player of the season, probably Lewis Bate, outstanding player.
Ollie Norwood.
Lewis Bate.
Jack Diamond.
My player of the year is Ethan Pye.
Good luck.
My Stockport County player of the season is Ethan Pye. All the best, Ethan.
My favourite player is Ron Kohler.
My Stockport player of the season is Ethan Pye.
My player of the season for Stockport County is Corey Adai.
My Stockport County player of the year is Ethan Pye.
For me, County's player of the year has to be Ethan Pye.
My Stockport County men's player of the year has to be Ethan Pye.
So my Stockport County Men's Player of the Year has got to be Ethan Pye.
So, I'm proud to announce the winner of the Stockport County Men's Player of the Year 2024-25. You're not going to believe this. It's Ethan Pye! Ethan, a clean sweep. I didn't even know you were a sweeper. This must mean the world to you. You're going to need a big mantelpiece. How big is your mantelpiece?
Not very big. I'm going to have to get a new one.
One question. I mean, you're very much a family lad. I know that. And I know your mum and dad are very proud. Well, I guess they're very proud of what you've done. How do you think they'd feel about this? 3 Player of the Year awards in one season.
Yeah, I think they're very proud of me. They're quite emotional when it comes to this sometimes. So, yeah, they'd be very proud of me. And especially with them coming to all the games, seeing me grow up as a lad, I think they'd be super, super proud.
Well, actually, we know how they feel about it, because unbeknown to you, we went to your house. I met your mum and dad, went in your bedroom, looked in your drawer. No, we didn't do that bit. Because we wanted to find out more from your parents about Ethan Pye. So let's find out what your mum and dad think.
He never wanted anything. No presents, no nothing.
All he ever wanted to do was be outside, play football, play with his brothers.
You couldn't buy him anything. All he ever wanted was a football kit, shin pads, football boots, FIFA and stickers. That's the kind of kid he was.
Does football run in the family?
We're all passionate about football. I played for school, but that's about as far as I went. His granddad played into his senior years, you know, for an amateur team, but at this level, he's the first.
He leads in a way that you don't really see. He's like a 22-year-old going on 30. You know, pipe and slippers kind of guy. He's a completely different person on the pitch to he is in his personal life.
People will laugh. I do his ironing. I've never seen him iron a thing. I do his cooking. On a Saturday, before a home game, I do his pre-match meal. He just tells me what time he wants it for.
So we took him at 5 years old to a football club.
Didn't like it, cried. It was all just too much for him.
We had to leave it another year. He just did not want to play with anyone else but himself. When we took him at 6 years old, they played inside and then they went to a tournament. So they didn't play against each other, but they went to a tournament. And within that tournament, he scored in excess of 15 goals.
That's how he got into it, and literally on his first game, there was a United scout, Blackburn Rovers scout.
We couldn't get back to the car park at 6 years old without 3 or 4 people from Premier League scouts stood by our car. We were completely overwhelmed, had no idea what was going on, and they were fighting to give us the number. Blackburn Rovers, Bolton Wanderers, Manchester United, all those.
We got approached by a lad at Man City, but that lasted 1 session because he said, I'm not wearing a City kit.
When he got to 10, they signed him at Bury Football Club. He got released from the other ones, and that's how he started his journey through football. But at 13 years old, he got released from Bury, and he was absolutely gutted. But Wigan Athletic took him. And Wigan Athletic took him, and then he made a big decision that gutted us all. He said, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to just play with my mates in the park. I want to just play Saturday grassroots. And he loved it, and he enjoyed it from 14 to 16. He played about a year in grassroots football, but he was just really good.
I think he's got his attitude from me, but I think sport probably from his mum.
And he used to go on the Fonz because he was so cool, so calm, and just literally drive the ball, but it doesn't look like he was going fast, but he was. And he was that calm that they said to him he had to get some aggression on the pitch.
Yeah, his debut goal was against Notts County away. we had a chance of winning the championship title that day. So we were in the crowd when he leapt like a salmon and headed the fifth goal to seal a 5-2 win. Yeah, very emotional. Congratulations, Ethan, on winning these 3 awards. You've won them because you've deserved it, and hopefully, on top of this, you'll get a day out at Wembley and promotion to the Championship. Well done.
Ethan, I am so proud of you for the awards that you've won this year and the other years that you've won awards. It is well deserved. The most important thing for me is that you're humble to receive these awards and you don't ask for any extra attention. That is what I love about you the most. Keep being you, and I hope everything works out for you. You're amazing.
So let's hear it once again for our 2024-25 Stockport County Men's Player of the Year, Ethan Pye! And there we have it. What a season for this very, very special football club. And there's no better way to end it than to thank everybody involved. And I know, of course, the management and the players get all the plaudits that they deserve. But there's a massive team of people at this football club. Really, really talented individuals who make this club what it is. We've got incredible staff. So thank you to them. And last but definitely not least, our supporters. They clearly are the best in the world. They have endured some real pain in recent years, and I can't tell you how good it is now as the club president to watch them enjoy what is happening right now on the verge of the playoffs into the Championship. So let's get behind this club, let's finish the job, and let's get ourselves back where we belong in the second tier of English football.